to my healthy food place, where we share ideas and recipes on how you can stay healthy naturally. So welcome to my healthy food place, where we share ideas and recipes on how you can stay healthy naturally. So today I want to talk on the subject on how you can lower your bad cholesterol naturally. A lot of us are concerned when we go for test and we are told that our cholesterol, talking of bad cholesterol, is high. You're welcome. We know there are bad cholesterol, there are good cholesterol. I also thought to share this, to talk on this, because I actually went recently, some few months ago, for a test on my cholesterol. I was thinking actually that it was high. I was told it was very, very normal. Was giving the result. And some of the foods I've been eating actually, I will also highlight some of them that can help you if you are worried or concerned about bad cholesterol. Our bodies cannot do without cholesterol. There is the bad one, we also have the good one. But when the bad cholesterol, and what are these cholesterol? Let me not assume that we all know it. You go to market and you see your cow meat, your goat meat, you see those white sticky substance. And most times you don't even want to touch them, because when you touch them, they're so sticky, they seem to glue on your hands. So those things are cholesterol. And you can see those ones that are so thick, so sticky, that you don't want to touch them. They are bad cholesterol. There are also the good one that, when there are not many usually, but when you see them, you can identify them that these are good ones. So the same thing applies to humans. A lot of us are concerned about whether our cholesterol is high, and we ought to, because bad cholesterol has its implications and effects. And of course, we know it can also lead to stroke, heart disease, heart problems. Clogged arteries can cause anything, especially when they are not detected. And the people that are actually usually affected by this high cholesterol are usually the older adults, the more matured adults, the menopausal women. Most children and active children and young teenagers may not so much be concerned about it. But it does happen. I have seen a very young person too with high cholesterol, very young chap. That is not to say, but the people that are more concerned are the older adults. We are the ones that are more concerned because of several factors, including age. And so the cholesterol should also give us concern, because a lot of us are not even aware of what, the things that contributes to this high cholesterol. Once we talk about high cholesterol, truly what comes to our mind are those foods like meat, of course, which is true, eggs. I have also met a lot of people. I know that many of us are already aware that egg is not a major contributor of bad cholesterol. Before you start avoiding egg, you just have to hold it first. So many factors have been found to be contributing to this bad kind of fat. I call them bad fat, those sticky ones, including stress. You may be eating all the healthy foods. You may be doing every other thing, but I tell you, if you're not sleeping well, if you're not resting, if you're under either physical or mental stress, it may contribute to a build-up of bad cholesterol in your body. But I'm going to tell us briefly the things that you can do if you think you have high cholesterol. But thinking that you have high cholesterol is not enough until you do a test. Yes, you need to do a test, have a proper investigation, because symptoms are not enough. I just told us that some months back I was thinking I had high cholesterol. In fact, I was just so sure that my cholesterol was high, only to discover that it was normal when I went to do a test, but it wasn't high cholesterol. So sometimes the symptoms may be deceiving us. Symptoms may make us feel we have it, and symptoms also can deceive you the other way. And so, but if you have done a test and you have been told that your cholesterol is high, here are a few things that can help you to reduce it. If you have been consuming red palm oil on a daily basis, you have been consuming red palm oil on a daily basis regularly, if your cholesterol must come down, you must stay away temporarily until it drops. If you continue to consume it on a daily basis, your cholesterol may not come down. It's one of the easiest ways to raise your cholesterol, using red palm oil. It's a healthy oil, but it's a sort of a saturated fat and palmitic acid. So it helps your cholesterol to raise up fast. So you have to reduce it to the barest minimum. You may not actually have to do away totally with altogether, but if you can do that for a few, until when if the cholesterol is quite high and you want it to quickly go down, you have to stop it temporarily and go on olive oil, cold pressed olive oil. Cold pressed olive oil will help you to start with the powerful antioxidants in it to start to work on your cholesterol. It's not easy to break down cholesterol. Why a lot of people are concerned also when there is high cholesterol is because cholesterol can cause heart problem. High cholesterol can cause stroke, can cause a lot of complications, brain problem, any other thing, a lot of things. High cholesterol can cause dementia and so many health issues that with complications. And so that's why a lot of people are concerned about it, and they should. So number one, I've said you should be careful with red palm oil. It's one of the fastest way to raise your cholesterol. And if you are trying to bring it down and you are still consuming your red palm oil on a regular basis, the way you used to consume it, it may not be easy for you. There are some foods also another food that you need to also, I want to first of all quickly mention the foods that you should take out moderately or take them out completely. You need to take out bread. You need to take out biscuits. You need to take out all the processed foods that you are consuming. If you want to work on your cholesterol, you need to take them out. All the butters, fried foods, all those stuff, you need to remove them from your diet. All the processed food. Even don't say it's crackers. Those ones are even worse. Take all those breakfast cereals like cornflakes, all those type of stuff. You take them out. If you want your cholesterol level to come down, you need to take them out. If you like to take milk, you have to also go down. Either occasional low-fat milk, if you must take it, but if it's very high, you need to take out milk completely. You need to take it out totally, especially for older adults. And if you're taking it out, you need to begin to look for alternative sources of calcium like fennel seed. you need to take chia seed, you need to take tiger nuts, you need to go for foods like occasional moringa leaves in your diet, including cinnamon, including, sea salt. These are things that have minerals and other things that can help you not to feel the impact of the milk. Initially, when you are going away from it, you will feel it. It's just like somebody that you are used to it. Initially, you will feel that, you will feel it, that as if you can't do without it. But over time, you will notice that you don't even remember it again. And your body learns and agrees to go ahead without it. And you begin to feel better. So you have to take the milk out, but you won't take egg out. Take note of that. You won't take egg, is very high in cholesterol, but you won't take it out because research has shown that it does not contribute to bad cholesterol. Knowledge is an important part of life, honestly. Thank you very much. Life, okay, my sister. Oh, Georgiana, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate your coming again. You're welcome. I'm taking note of my participants. So I'm saying that you don't have to stay away from egg. You can stay away from milk, but don't stay away. Egg is one of the top anti-inflammatory foods that will help you to fight the bad cholesterol. It's a source of cholesterol, very high, but it doesn't contribute to bad cholesterol. When you're talking of total bad cholesterol, it's not a source of that bad cholesterol that we're talking about. Because, of course, when I did my test, as I said, sometimes last year, sometimes October last year, I was thinking I had cholesterol because of some symptoms. But when I did the test, I was actually taking eggs regularly. My results showed that my cholesterol was normal. Very, very normal. It was shown to me. So I knew that it doesn't contribute to cholesterol because I take it almost every day, as a matter of fact. So, but if you are taking meat once in a while, it has to be a dried form of meat. Maybe if you want to take meat, it has to be a dried one, ensure there is no fat in it. And occasionally, there is another food that you need. I've said you should take out red palm oil. You should take out refined and processed foods like breads and biscuits. Even whether it's wheat bread, don't take any of them if you want your cholesterol to go down. Then you have to take out meat with, like I said, meat with fat. And then those fish, they call smoked fish. They are not good. They do, as long as they don't contribute to reduction in your cholesterol, don't take. You see catfish. If you are working also to reduce your cholesterol, you don't need to eat catfish. It's a source of omega-9. It's not going to help you, your cholesterol to drop. It may even increase it. It may even increase it. So you have to, reduce. You have to reduce the consumption of these animal proteins that don't actually contribute, like some of the smoked fish. If you are a lover of Titus fish, you have to stop eating it. Your cholesterol will be high. If you like Titus fish because it's sweet, it's going to be contributing to your cholesterol. A lot of us love the fish because it's sweet. But if you notice that it's one of those fish that are very smooth. If you read your Bible, book of Leviticus, and some other places where God specifically told the children of Israel the foods to avoid and foods to eat, those fish that have smooth bodies are not among the foods to eat. But as we saw that people are eating it, and see people that some of them are sweet, we like it, we just started to eat it. But as a matter of fact, Our Creator is wiser. He created our hearts. He created us. He knew what would be good for the heart. He may have known that those foods will contribute to cholesterol. I'm just very, very, not that he may have known. He knew that they will contribute to cholesterol. That's why he warned them not to take those fishes that don't have fins. Those fishes that don't have scales. Catfish doesn't have scales on the body, smooth. Titus fish doesn't have scales. If you study most of them, but those ones that have scales, you will notice that they are the ones that don't contribute to your cholesterol levels. I mean, to those bad cholesterol. They are the ones that are heart friendly. So if you are a lover of catfish, a lover of Titus fish, this smooth Titus fish, you need to consider it again, because your cholesterol may be high already without giving you symptoms. If you love to eat meat regularly, you have to know the type of meat you eat and reduce the frequency of consuming it, because it's highly acidic. It's good. I've talked about it before. It's good, and I repeat, if you get the one that don't have fat and you prepare it in a way that don't have to fry it or do all this stuff, take it in moderation, because it's a brain supporting food, and it's a food that helps to build your muscle, and it's a food also that helps to oxygenate your blood, because it helps to produce iron, the type of iron that your body can use. It helps to produce iron that your body understands, and a lot of other vitamins and minerals. So I'm not going to be asking you to run away from it. Don't run away from it. The things that contribute to your cholesterol, I've mentioned the worst foods for your cholesterol. Of course, we won't be talking of margarine. We already know that we should not be eating margarine. We ate margarine, butter, all those things. There are types of butter that you can eat. You know, I've not talked about that one before. There is the real butter from the animal, this thing, not the butter we call margarine, and we call it blue, but all those, I don't want to call the brand, but all those ones that I classify them as trans fats. So they are the worst. You don't have to even go near them. And even as you know that they are not good, you don't have to give them to your children. Some people say, give it to the children, that it's okay for them. We may have been doing it, but now that we know that they are not even healthy, that's why some children are very, very fat and obese when they are even small. We call it buttered or something, children, because when they are eating all those things, the child becomes very big, and the obesity becomes even a problem from childhood, because maybe the child eats a lot of butter. Anything they're eating, they put butter, just keep growing. When you see those village children, they're always very strong and agile, because they don't eat all those processed butter and all those things. But the real butter, you can get it from very big supermarkets. Now, I've also used them occasionally, except that they are not easy to come by in some remote areas, unless you go to big supermarkets, are not easy to come by. But whenever I see them, I like to have a taste, because they are healthy. So, but when you are also working on your cholesterol, you have to also be careful with most of and especially goat meat. I already talked about it. In fact, you have to take it out completely, because it's high in cholesterol. Foods like snail, you must stay out of it, because they are high in cholesterol. Foods like bread, biscuits, you must stay away from them, because they are high in cholesterol. They are very, very high in cholesterol, and they will raise your cholesterol. Stress will also raise your cholesterol. If you're always stressing, stress it. Even the vegetable oil, this vegetable oil that you normally use to cook, this vegetable oil they call heart healthy vegetable oils, the common vegetable oils, they are all sorts as part of the agent that increase our cholesterol. But there are some foods that I need to quickly highlight, that when you are not eating them, soluble and insoluble fiber, your cholesterol will not be okay. When you are not eating blood thinners, your cholesterol will not be. If you are taking foods like pure cocoa, it's a blood thinner, it will be reducing your cholesterol. Those thickness in those waxy thickness, it will be. If you are taking foods like ginger, turmeric, garlic on a regular basis, it will be reducing your bad cholesterol. If you are taking foods like omega-3 fatty fish, like occasional fish oil, if you are taking also foods like sardines without the oil, I've said one of the top oils is olive oil. If you are fighting cholesterol, another number one oil, because of the profile, is almond oil. If your cholesterol is very high, you need to stay out of even peanuts, because we have been told that peanut is good for cholesterol. That is good for balancing cholesterol. That it is good for balancing cholesterol. But actually, it's not something that you have to start consuming on a regular basis. I mean, if you are talking of sardines, because if you are consuming foods that are rich in omega-3, they will be working on your cholesterol. Oats is a good food if you want to quicker oats. I want you to just note it down quickly before another interruption may come in. If you want your cholesterol to be okay, you need to include foods like oats. It has soluble and insoluble fiber. In addition to green vegetables on a regular basis, foods like cabbage, carrots, foods like walnuts, they are very good. Almond is very, very good for cholesterol, most of the nuts. But the one that I would advise you to go low on very much is peanuts, because of the omega-6 side. Is very high in omega-6. It's good for cholesterol, but it's not going to work anymore when it's already in excess in the body. I told us during the last live that most times our body is already saturated with omega-6 fats, which is basically what you have in your peanuts. But the omega-3 is not easily found in most of the foods. And so we're always deficient in it. And it is this omega-3 that actually supports our fight against things like cholesterol, things like joint issues. And so we need to include more foods that are good sources of omega-3. Things like avocado is great for helping to reduce your cholesterol. Because when you are trying to actually reduce your bad cholesterol, you should focus first on the fats you're including in your diet, because the body cannot actually operate efficiently without fats. And so you have to focus first on the fats in your diet. And so I already mentioned that you need to be careful with your red palm oil consumption. If you are working on your cholesterol, you need to include foods like tomatoes. Remember, those sachet tomatoes, those canned tomatoes, those tin tomatoes, they are not part of it. It's only the fresh ones, your cayenne peppers, all the other groups, they're all there. Occasional green tea is a great addition, all those tea stuff, but without the addition of too many caffeinated beverages and teas. You must be aware of it. Teas like oregano tea, Kudin tea. I just mentioned the oregano tea recently, that it's one of the teas that I discovered that it has a lot to offer us, including reducing bad cholesterol, expelling toxins, toxic materials out of the body, and without all the side effects, without the addition of caffeine, which tend to, deprive of ourselves of fluid. I said that before. So we need to start to take out the enemies, the foods, including stress. Please don't look down on stress. Stress can cause your cholesterol level to be elevated. And that was what actually made me to go for the test. But incidentally or fortunately, it was not the case. The cholesterol was okay. but you must begin to include foods like oats. Stay away from uh, your Titus fish and most of the other fishes we take, like smoked fish, which are not omega-3 food sources. You must take them out or take them occasionally. All the nuts, most of them, even cashew, are okay. But the top nuts are almonds. If you are battling cholesterol, it has the profile that can break down the cholesterol and supply your body most of the things that are needed to help to balance, like calcium. If you don't have enough calcium, if you have the calcium deficiency, breaking down cholesterol too may not be so easy. So you need to have that build up in your bones to be able to take out these cholesterols effectively. You need to also beware of too many starchy foods. It's not just the animal protein. Too many carbohydrates also contributes to total bad cholesterol. Too many carbohydrates in the diet the end of it will give you more cholesterol for the body to deal with, to have to deal with. And so foods like black-eyed cowpea, because if you are battling cholesterol, you begin to wonder, say, where do I get my protein from? There are a lot of beans, varieties, the green beans, the black beans, we have the black-eyed cowpea, we have the varieties, pinto beans. We have over 50 varieties of it. And I tell you, all the varieties of these beans, they are not the same. You must understand they are not the same. There is always something that differentiates one from another. Some have more potential to break down bad cholesterol. And you know my favorite has always been black-eyed cowpea. We also have the kidney beans. All of them are part of it. We have the chickpea. Chickpea is also very good. The pigeon pea is also very good. These are all the beans. All of them are in the beans family. The chickpea, the pigeon pea, the black-eyed cowpea, the kidney beans, the pinto beans. You can just go on and on and on and begin to mention all of them. They're all very, very great and wonderful. They're all in the legumes family, and they are good if you are trying to lower your bad cholesterol. But there is something about lowering your cholesterol that you need to also know. Because if you are going too much of the plant-based, or you go only plant-based, some people say they are vegetarians, fine, but if you think you want to do that, but I am not recommending a vegetarian diet, because I don't support total vegetarian diet. There has to be a little, aspect of animal protein. But probably over time, maybe I may also do more studies or research to find out the necessity of, the total vegetarian diet. Because what works we have also discovered over time that some people, because of their blood group, they are doing well in some food. Some food that cause diabetes for somebody with blood group O or blood group A may not cause the same thing when the other man is consuming it. That's what the latest research is saying. But before now, we didn't know all of this. We didn't know that your blood group has something to do with the kind of food that your body is able to process as well. Some people can digest meat very well, but others cannot. Some people can go on. Even before now, we thought eating gari or something was giving people diabetes. But now we know that it's not even so, that it's actually one of the healthiest and most gut-friendly carb in town today. And the white people are gradually trying to snatch that gari from us, packaging and making bean cake and all kinds of cake out of it. And while we are here consuming their semovita and all the stuff that they are packaging and sending to us that are causing breast cancers, prostate cancers, and all kinds of cancers. And they know it. For instance, you know that the gari that you think is a low-profile food is a gluten-free food. It doesn't produce gas. It's non-gas forming. It's one of the most God-friendly carb that you can be talking about when you are trying to manage a disease. But they deceive us to make us believe that it's not the right one for us. So many of us are going for the processed ones. So why do you praise carb in the whole cholesterol lecture? Yes, as I have said that carbohydrates contributes to, you say, okay, I'm reading this comment, say, where do you praise carb in the whole cholesterol lecture? Is carb cholesterol friendly? We have a lot of carb in Port Harcourt that we consume. Okay. I've seen that comment. Yes, my answer is that the total carbohydrates in your diet has so much to do with your cholesterol. It contributes to your total bad cholesterol. If you want to work on your cholesterol, one of the most important food you have to take out of your diet, not really taking out completely, but processed carbs, you must take them out first completely. But the natural, the slow releasing carbohydrates, I mean those that are not, those that are not, the glycemic index are not high. Those ones are tolerated in very small amount, but they cannot break down cholesterol. We're talking of reducing cholesterol. And if you take it too much, the excess will float in the blood. And at the end, it will make up, everything will make up the total bad cholesterol in the body. You can go and do your studies. When you are consuming too much of carbohydrates, that's why a lot of people go to do tests, they say the cholesterol is high. Stress is a factor. It contributes. If you don't sleep well, your body can't break down cholesterol because these bad cholesterol are broken down when the body is in total rest. But when you consume too much of, in fact, the processed carbs are the worst. If you know that you have been tested, I saw that a lot of people are interested in the cholesterol issue. So that's why I decided to go live. So if you know that you have been tested and the cholesterol is high, you must take out all the processed carbs in your diet. And in addition to that, you have to reduce to almost 15 to or 20% left the other carbs that, like sweet potatoes, your unripe plantain, but don't consume dried carbohydrates if you are trying to reduce your cholesterol. But if you don't have cholesterol issues, no, you don't have problem. But the brown rice is a better option. Let me just specify the most common carbohydrates that you can consume if you think your cholesterol is high. Brown rice, oats. There are two types of oats in the market now. Not the fast, I mean, the one they call quick breakfast oat or whatever. Not that. The normal oat with fiber, fine. Then another, you can take sweet potatoes. It's also good for cholesterol, but you have to take it in moderation. I've mentioned 3 carbohydrates where those with cholesterol can rely on if they want to eat carbohydrates. You can also take the edible cassava in small amounts. Occasional plantain, unripe plantain, is not a bad idea, but it's a resistant starch. It's not a cholesterol-lowering food. But not that you can't take it because it's a source of B6, especially for menopausal women. And so if you are trying to lower cholesterol, you are not going to be consuming it, say you want it to lower your cholesterol. Those ones that will lower your cholesterol are the avocados, the garlic, the ginger, the turmeric, the cinnamon, the onions, and lots of exercise. The citrus group, the berries, they are the ones that will work and break, and oils like almond oil. They are the one that works to break the existing. Not the, you have to note that it's not all the cholesterol. It's only the bad cholesterol, the existing bad cholesterol. Because that's the one that creates inflammations. You don't have to stay off egg. Egg has to occur almost daily because it's one of the top anti-inflammatory foods that will help you, though it's very high in cholesterol, but it's the one that will provide good cholesterol that will not allow the bad cholesterol a space. I don't know whether you are getting what I'm saying. When you create space for the bad cholesterol, where there is no good cholesterol, there's space now for the bad cholesterol. They will take over the place and start causing problems. But when you have good cholesterol coming from healthy foods like eggs, there will be the bad cholesterol will have no space. They will have no space. So that's exactly what I'm saying. You must rely on the good cholesterol that comes from the fat, from coconut oil. Well, I don't want to mention coconut oil because I'm so fond of it. It's not top on the list of the cholesterol lowering food. Although it's not an artery clogging food, it doesn't clog arteries. So it's a perfect oil if you're trying to also work on cholesterol. It doesn't increase. Research which I have gone through extensively, I've studied about it, it does not increase bad cholesterol. Though it's a source of saturated fat, but it does not contribute to bad cholesterol. Yet, I will not recommend it when you are already managing an existing high bad cholesterol. The recommended top oils are cold pressed olive oil. That's the number one. The next is almond oil, followed by avocados. These are the top oils. We're talking of our environment here that can help with breaking down the existing bad cholesterol. You have to write them down. You said there's another, which comment? This one say, I mean crab are not, okay. Yeah, the question there is saying the crab, okay, whether it's a source of cholesterol. There was a time I read something about that crab. It's a long time ago. I studied something about it, and it doesn't seem to me like it doesn't look as if it's as simple as it is, just like snail. I talked about snail the last time I was here, and I told us that snail looks so innocent. It looks as if it doesn't have cholesterol. But one of the top cholesterol, and I don't know whether to say hiring food, but it's one of the top food that elevates your cholesterol. As simple as that snail is. So, and it seems that the crab may be in that family. I've not really done enough on it, on that crab of eating. But some years back when I was doing a study on it, I think it's not one of those ones. Seafoods are good. Seafoods are good. But I think I don't think crab is in the list. But I will, in my next outing here, I'll tell us something. I definitely will tell us something about it. Since you say you have a lot of it there, you have to also, and another way to know, even without any study, is by listening to your body. I told us that you don't need most of the research and studies that we are waiting for to tell us, because our forefathers didn't have all the laboratories. When you eat the food, you listen to your body. I do that too. When you listen to your body will communicate to you. There are natural instincts. The brain is there. These organs have communication lines to communicate to you that this food is good for you and this one is not good for you. You don't need to laboratory scientists to come and tell us that this food, when I eat a food that have cholesterol, I used to know. If I eat food that have B6, I will know. If I eat the one that have caffeine, I will know. Even when the caffeine, even when there is no study, only that I may need to go do more study to get more fact, but I will have known whether it's actually good for me. So if you are consuming crab, for instance, in Port Harcourt, as you say, my sister in Port Harcourt, if you are consuming it, you need to also listen to your body. If you eat the food and it gives you a little tension, it means that it's not so good. Yes, and it doesn't give you that relaxation. You know, I told us about oregano tea during the week. When I tested the oregano tea and found out that this is how it works. I did that before I went to do my own search on it. And I found that it's even much more than that. So you need to do that same thing regarding the crab. You need to listen to your body, how you feel, listen to your stomach. Does it produce gas? Any food that produces gas may not be so good, but you need to study, because there are some foods also that produce gas, but they are good, like beans. Beans produces gas, but doesn't mean that it's very bad. All it means is that you need more water and to consume less of it. But there are some food that you will take and they are producing too much gas. What is simply telling you is that your stomach doesn't like it. That gas is another way of your stomach telling you that it's stressing me. It's stressing me. I need to be producing bubbles of gas in order to digest this food. It's a stressor. And the older we get, the less of the stressor foods we should be eating. So that is exactly what I'm saying. So we don't need to. It's a blessed coach. You have not welcome for joining. Okay, this is another person, Olufemi Akinshola. You are coming for the first time. You're welcome. You say I have not welcomed you. Okay, I welcome you, my sister or brother Akinshola. I welcome you. I saw your comment. You're welcome. You say my lecturer, my life lecture for the first. Okay, you're welcome. And I want to see more of you, because I have my students here already, but you are just joining us today. So you are highly welcome. You are highly welcome. And you remember that when you drop your question, I can answer it in good time. I can answer it for you. I can help you to attend to it until you are satisfied. So I have highlighted a little on the cholesterol. You don't need to be worried too much. But once you are exercising, that's another important aspect too, because I wouldn't leave that out. Don't joke with the role that exercising plays when it comes to reducing bad cholesterol. You need to be deliberate about exercising in order to break down existing bad cholesterol. Because when cholesterols are broken down, one of the things that make me to know that oregano tea has positive effect on cholesterol, is that when you take that thing and it's making you to sweat, and you are the type that don't sweat easily, it's a good sign for you, my dear, especially for the older adult. It will reduce symptoms of stroke. Those tensions that are inside, those arteries that are clogged, those cholesterol, when they are being broken, sweat will be coming out for your body, because it's not an easy task. They have clogged the arteries. And so when you take things like green tea, for instance, and it makes you to sweat, most times those sweats are indicative of the fact that some bad cholesterol are being broken down. So most times such teas, such foods that cause us to sweat, they contribute to lowering bad cholesterol, reducing carbohydrate generally. That carb, I am of the view that the time I read it, it contributes to cholesterol. But I'll come back with that when next I come here. I'll come back with a definitive position on it, that whether it contributes to total bad cholesterol or not. So you don't need to put your mind too much on the cholesterol issue, because we can't even live without cholesterol. But when we live we consume too much of what we shouldn't be taking. Merely taking out the processed foods, all those breakfast cereals, they contribute to the high cholesterol very much. Like the cornflakes, all those packet food that they are ready to eat, they help to, build up cholesterol. When you include things like cayenne peppers, black peppers, they contribute in a way to, lowering your cholesterol. And when you are also lowering it, there is something you need to know. It's not just enough to just start including the spice. Too much of spices is not good for your liver. You need to include foods, protein-rich foods. I mentioned all category of beans, legumes, and omega-3 rich foods, fatty fish, occasional fish oil, because you may not likely get all the fatty fish you need. It's only sardine that I use. I don't use some of the other fishes that are omega-3 fatty sources. But I do occasional sardine without the oil, but sometimes I also consume the one with olive oil. Though of course, we know that sardines are very expensive. Those of us in Nigeria who are listening to me, those of you outside, you may not understand what we are talking, but sardines are quite expensive here now. But if that is what you need to stay healthy, I don't think it's expensive. I don't think it's expensive. We need to include these foods. And remember that it has to be in moderation, because moderation is our rule. Remember the citrus, one orange a day. You don't need to be more than one. One orange a day. Lemon in your warm water. If you have been taking room temperature water or ice water and you are diagnosed of cholesterol, you have to be deliberate to make your water to be warm, because high cholesterol cannot be comfortable in a hot environment, and our body is expected to be warm at all times. So if you make your water at most times like your warm water therapy with lemon juice, a dash of lemon, it's going to be helping to be breaking down cholesterol, because your cholesterol cannot go down immediately. If you opt for cholesterol lowering medication, which is available, it has a lot of side effects, like causing dementia, so many health risks that will follow as a result of the cholesterol lowering medications. And some people are on it. And it's a deception. I listened to one lecture today, early this morning, from Barbara Olney, who was talking about the lies and deception about cholesterol. I was highly impressed with what she was teaching. I was highly impressed, because most of these things are lies. They'll give us cholesterol lowering medication, and these medications will be creating other health issues at the other end, but they won't tell you these ones. So just follow the lifestyle, exercise moderately, reduce animal protein, all the butters and all the fries, all those trans fats from processed foods, all those breakfast cereals, ready to eat breakfast cereals, full fat milk, and all of that. Just take them out. Include fermented foods, occasional yogurt, all this stuff, and your cholesterol will be fine, as long as you don't overdo it, because moderation is our rule. I want to appreciate all of you, Georgiana, Olufemi, every one of you that's in the house. I want to appreciate you. I promise us that it won't be long, so I'm going to be ending it here and saying thank you for your patience. Thank you for coming. You don't need to be disturbed Knowledge is power. Till I see you again, hopefully next week. Stay healthy naturally. And don't forget, if you're coming for the first time or you haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe button if you like this type of message. Because health is the greatest of all wealth. See you again.